As the 21st century gathers steam, the world we live in is in many ways a perilous one. It seems that every week new economic, social, environmental, or political problems become apparent, and we realize how vulnerable we and all life on this planet really are. Our world is also an interconnected one. And so, not only do we read about disasters, crises, and upheavals that happen in various places in the world, and not only do we see news clips and images, but we can in many ways participate through social media, through blogging and other response-oriented activities. We actually become a part of what's going on in the world. And this affords us the opportunity not just to be spectators of human suffering, but to step into these experiences from the vantage point of expanding our capacity for understanding, compassion, and response. Recently, there was an earthquake in Turkey, and this image in particular caught my attention. In it we see clearly the faces of compassion. In the center, of course, is the grieving father who is about to bury his young daughter, victim of the earthquake. In his face, we can not only see the obvious bitter anguish at this inconsolable loss, but within that we witness the depth of his love for his child. And in that witnessing, remember that we too have that depth of love. And in that moment, we are this man. Above him and to the right is the face of personal compassion. Here is a man who is fully sharing the grief of his friend, or maybe it's his brother. We can see in his face he has not deflected the grief into anger or confusion or bewilderment. He is not steeling himself against the pain. He is opening to it. And in doing that, he is expanding for this group of suffering people their capacity to suffer wholly, to appropriately grieve the loss of a dear one. In front of him, there is the face of social compassion, a man paying attention, being careful that we don't stumble as we make the next step. He seems to be glancing down into the grave where the body of the child will be placed, making sure with care, with deliberation, that the moment is honored, that the moment remains sacred. This is the face of someone whose compassion extends into the practicality of making the next step the right step. On the other side, there is the face of, I can only call it sacred compassion. Even his hand is so beautifully placed, so gently there, in the exact spot where support is needed. His face, both grieving and understanding, blessing in his look. He seems to be speaking to the dead child, assuring her that the journey onward will be safe and beautiful. What these people are actually experiencing, we cannot know. But our capacity for compassion allows us to enter into this moment with them and honor with them the reality of human love and devastation. When we do this, we bring ourselves one step closer to that depth of love, compassion, and care, which is so vividly reflected here.